Please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call of members, please.
Chairperson Gary Roth.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Shelley Schmelzley.
Here.
Warren Smothers. John Carroll.
Here.
Mark Buckeye.
Here.
Barbara Bosler Peterson.
Here.
Samir Dugabe. We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. Approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
I have a motion
A second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of minutes from June 24 of 2024.
Make a motion to approve minutes.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public Works report.
So grass cutting is slowing down. Everybody may have noticed that. So that frees us up to a few more things around town. Getting ready to, we'll talk about the bathroom coming up here in a bit, under committee reports. Other than that, the trail is done. We'll be sending in closeout paperwork on that in about a month or so. Talk about that on the trail committee. Other than that, I don't think we've had any issues or any problems to report in the pavilions or the bathrooms. It's functioning as it's supposed to. Getting ready for soccer.
Old business, master plan committee reports, fundraising committee,
Nothing.
trail committee.
Trail is completed, physically completed. Again, we'll have to put together the closeout paperwork for the grant. We're still waiting on some paperwork from Kleesner to do that. And there is a ton of closeout paperwork to submit, so we're getting there. Just a little bit longer process than I had hoped. But everything's done. Looks like we went through it with the engineer. It is to handicap standards. It is as it should be. Gary caught something that we had the contractor fix, and now it is like it should be. Other than that, we'll wait till the next period when they open up for some more grants again. We can put in for the next phase of it. I want to get Cochran down here a little early to look at it a little sooner than waiting till the last minute to do the draft and see if we can go with the sketch plan first on how it would look.
Playground committee? Nothing on that. Bathroom committee.
We start digging the bathroom tomorrow. If you'll go out to the big pavilion and the swing set has been removed. And we have marked in front of that where the bathroom will sit. Gary came out and helped on that. So we're gonna start digging on that tomorrow. We have the plumber come by this evening to tell us what he needs in the way of piping through the foundation wall, which is or under the foundation wall, but it's just a rock foundation wall, so it's a little bit different. But we're gonna get those in. Marzuko Electric's doing the electric on it. He's kind of the same thing as I'm gonna need just to get a line out, and then you guys ought to be in good shape. But just call me when you're ready.
Is that going to feed from the big pavilion back to that, or is that gonna feed from the pool
We talked about that.
underground too?
Yeah, that's what we're thinking is we're gonna do underground back over.
I think we would be wise in doing that since they're gonna trench from there to the new bathroom now. Is to trench across to the big pavilion and bury that and get rid of that overhead water.
Yep, we talked about doing both of them that way, so that we, get rid of that.
Get rid of that overhead water,
Yep.
yeah. I was looking at that today up there.
I was waiting for a final price on that from Chip, because we went out and looked at it last week, came up with a couple of plans. It's like, give me an estimate on what that's gonna cost. And if it's not too significant, I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I agree. It'd be worth burying it while we're doing everything else. Yep. Appreciate that. So delivery, the building is built. It's sitting in the yard. We said, do we want it delivered next week? It's like, let's put it off another week. Give us the opportunity to dig, get the plumbing, electric in there. But you're looking at probably a week from Labor Day. That next week we'll get it delivered.
On set.
Yep.
Exciting.
Yep. So it should be there before the end of September. Ready to go. Yep.
That it on bathrooms?
Yeah, let me go back to trails for a second. If you'll notice along the trail, we removed the water fountain because we do have one on this new bathroom. So there was a water fountain down by the basketball courts. Those are gone. Also the bench and the trash can because they were not in great shape. So they've been pulled out. We'll figure out something else later to do that because we do have a bench going in. That's where Dave Klump's family wants to put the benches down by the basketball court. So we'll put that back in down there. We'll put something new down there.
On that trail, on the resting spots, is there a plan for a bench to go in them areas?
We can.
Where they bump that out?
Yeah, we can. I mean, all that really is for is just a resting spot for the
Right.
handicap,
Right.
for a wheelchair. But yeah,
I know, just looking at today with that bump out there, it could be a place to put a bench or something too, eventually.
I'll check and make sure it's not some sort of violation. I think you're.
Or to be in the way of a wheelchair could be.
Yeah, but as long as we set it back.
Set it out
Right.
away from it.
Yeah, I think we'd be
So
okay.
maybe it would make sense if somebody there with a wheelchair, they may more than likely gonna have somebody with them.
Right.
Maybe not, but.
And we will be ordering benches and tables. We have 20,000 for tables and 10,000 in the budget for benches for the fiscal year 25.
Great.
The board has agreed to that, so. Sorry, that's all I got now.
Okay, we're on to new business. Dr. Sandra Hoffman, Main Street Park usage. Hello.
Hi there. As you probably know, I own the Dr. Herdick House at the corner of Jefferson and Main, and have recently purchased what was Les Techniques, the next house over, which we are going to be making into a venue, but that's going to take a while to make that kind of transition. The transition we could make pretty immediately to be able to do some entertaining in that area is to bring in a food truck. And I purchased a food truck. It is a smoker. Going to have smoked meats. Perry Schaefer, who works at the Anvil, is their smoker, and he's going to be working for me on the times he isn't working for them and smoking things. And what we would like to do is put the food truck out on Jefferson on Sunday afternoons, which is a time when nobody's open out there. We're not going to interfere with anybody else because Audubon is just doing Saturdays and their music is only from 5 o'clock in the evening on, even on Saturdays. So what we're probably going to do is have the food truck out there at least Sunday afternoons and sometimes on Saturday afternoons and have some live music whenever the truck is there. Which I will bring in. Now, the Sarah at Inn St. John has given us permission to use her space on the corner of Jefferson and Main that's opposite us. She's got a parking lot there that's concrete, and then she's got some grass area behind it. So we'll actually be on her property, not on the street. Okay, but I was wondering about with the band, if we could have them at least at times be in the park, because I expect that at least some of the people who are coming to eat from the food truck will go over there and sit at the benches and eat. And I thought that would probably be just a good environment. So I wanted to see what was involved in reserving some time in the park to have live music. And again, it would be a small group of people in a place between 1 and 3. Guitars, sometimes needing electric guitars, so needing electricity. So that's what I'm presenting. It would probably be noon to 5 on a Saturday at times, and 1 to 6 on a Sunday at times. Now, additionally, as you know, the mural is on that wall by the park. the mural that I contributed. And we're going to have an official ceremony to present it. The artist who created it is going to be here, and that is Saturday, the 21st. It's the weekend after yes. And so that'll be about 1 o'clock on Saturday, the 21st, and we'd like to use the park for that purpose, because that's right in front of the mural, of course, and present him and thank him for his good work, and officially present it to the city. And then, again, we'll have the food truck across the way so people can have some refreshments that we will provide. So we want to use the park for that ceremony. And then, like I say, in the future, we'd also like to use it for some Saturday or Sunday afternoons. So right now, I'm really just asking you about that Saturday, but again, with the potential to do future times. Yes.
Did you say this music was going to be amplified?
Well, it'll probably be an electric guitar. You know, it won't be any louder. I'm pretty sure it won't be as loud as the things they do at Audubon at the other end of the street. It's not going to be real loud stuff. That's not my style.
Well, there was somebody who was very loud in front of the Herding House last weekend.
Really? Okay.
And I'm pro music for sure, especially live music. But I am a little concerned about the amplification and what's the changing character of our living environment downtown as a result of the amplified music, not live music, but amplified, electronically amplified music.
Now, I wasn't there for that one. Heidi arranged it to go with the walkthrough for the art walk. And I know that it's a local musician that she brought in. I haven't seen him myself, so I cannot comment on whether he's too loud, but if he is, we can fix that.
Well, that's another option is volume control amplification.
Yeah.
I may be the only person on this board who has got a concern about that. And by the way, the music wasn't bad music, and the performer seemed to be very personable, and it was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And a little of that is fine. It's just that if it becomes every weekend amplified music, it changes the living environment for people who are trying to live in St. Genevieve downtown. And I'm concerned about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the live music, acoustic especially, would be a negative, but I am concerned about the amplification.
Well, I know what bands I have kind of been looking at and watching and thinking about bringing in, and none of them are like that. I mean, again, Heidi picked him and he's local. I don't know him. I don't know, maybe they just had the volume turned up too high, and they could have turned it down if somebody asked. We could certainly do that, but that's not the style that I tend to bring in.
Thank you.
No, but as far as using the park, I'm glad
What's that?
as far as somebody you want to use the park, I don't have a problem with that. I'm glad to see that somebody's actually using the park for.
Oh, that's what it's for.
Stuff like that. Right.
Sure.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean it's
a nice place for people to gather.
yeah. That was kind of the whole idea when we
And
first.
this is daytime. This is afternoon. Nothing's going to be bothering anybody at night, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. As far as like getting, I don't know, did they actually, down there, they actually have to come to the city? They don't have to reserve anything, I don't think, do they?
Well, that's what's
Other than-
coming to you all.
Other than they just have to get permission from us.
That's what I'm asking.
Which I'm happy to approve it or say yes to whatever she needs with that.
Because there's electric on the building, right?
Yeah.
In the front.
And there's electric up inside the porch, on the inside of the beams.
That's.
Oh, okay.
Where you can run a cord down the poles.
Okay.
I've seen music in there before, so I,
So it's accessible.
yeah.
And then there's also, I think, an outlet in our bed at the flagpole. There's an outlet out there with some light in there.
So, unless it's on the bottom of the light.
Yeah, look.
I don't check, I don't.
Oh, no,
I don't believe
it
there's
couldn't be because it would, the eyes on
The letter
the,
came straight up into that.
yeah, the eyes on the building. I was thinking there was an outlet below it, but no, there's not.
So what I'm requesting right now is to have permission to use it on that Sunday from approximately 1 to 5, and, I'm sorry, that Saturday from 1 to 5, and then on the Sunday, the following day, from 2 to 6, and doing the same thing. We won't have the ceremony the second day. We'll just have some music and the truck, and people just kind of hanging out.
I don't have a problem with it.
You did this a motion? Or just-
That's a motion.
So I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. And if there is any real complaint about it being annoying in some way, let us know right then. Don't wait till later. Let us know, we'll turn it down.
Yeah, I think I was down there. I think it's just, the amp was just up a little bit.
Yeah,
Of course, and
we can fix that.
he was great. He was great. It was great to see him out there.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you.
Thank you. Dirt Mound, I thought she said.
By the way, I wanted to leave some of these, Kirkwood Webster Times did their day trip issue, and we're in it. So I thought you might guys want to see what they're saying about St. Genevieve.
But me in there.
They have you in there, huh? Okay. You've already seen it.
It's just something.
Here's a few copies if you want guys to come look at it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It is perfect.
yeah.
Yeah. It was last year, Oktoberfest.
You're the poster child for the October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirt mound removal from the skate park.
We discussed this at the last meeting, but we didn't get an official. Okay.
Right.
So I'm just waiting for the official. Okay, so this is where the bikes.
Jumps used to be.
Yeah, up by the skate park. Question is, can we get rid of those and just smooth it out? And we'll just, whatever dirt we pull from those dirt piles, we can just put in the rest of that area, because there's some low spots. Yeah.
What was the dirt put there for?
Bike jumps.
Bicycles.
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 Is it not being used or?
Yeah.
They used to
They all
have,
grew up.
they used to have the top wore off of them, you know, the grass.
Oh, I
When they used it. And anymore, they got to mow over them.
Oh.
And, you know, you usually wind up scalping it, and that's bad on the more spindles and.
I see.
And this year I really paid attention, you know, watching it, and there was no trail, you know, sign of anybody on them.
The ones that used it grew up.
Yeah,
Are they going somewhere else or are they?
No.
They grew up.
They grew up and
It
they
was,
moved
I mean, it was
on.
kind of the whole reason
Yeah.
behind the whole skate park too.
I see.
I don't even know if anybody even uses it anymore.
and it would make it a whole lot simpler on them mowing,
I say smooth it out.
and
That's so sweet.
If somebody ever wants to put any more in there, we can always bring them a truckload of dirt in.
In that case, we could look at maybe something like a pump park,
right,
where you,
Yeah.
more so over where the ball
Lord,
field is and.
Yeah, or they send some.
Mhm.
we do need a motion on that too.
Motion to smooth out the.
I
I have a
second.
motion and I have a second, all in favor,
Aye.
Aye.
opposed, motion carried.
Is this a good review?
That's last year's Oktoberfest.
It's even on the Oktoberfest website. It's-
It's
I don't know.
It's my letter. Yeah, there's a right here.
Any other business? Going once? Going twice? You made all the other motions.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Got a motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.